Hello, my name is Will Aderman, and in this speech, I will be explaining how to train your dog. So, first of all, this is my dog right here. Come on. This is my dog, Daisy May. Up. Come on. And the most important parts of training your dog, you have to be clear, concise, and straightforward. And you also prefer to use treats that are their favorites. And in this, I'm using little pieces of dog food. No, I'll use little pieces of dog food. So Daisy can do many things like hug, which is what she just did there. Sit, high five, good girl. Shake, and shake and high five. Now, there are many different types of trainings. There is potty training, yard training, and fun tricks like shake and roll over like I have just described. There are many different variables when it comes to training your dog, and that can be the breed, the age, and the gender. Daisy is a year old, so she's a little bit playful, so it's kind of difficult. However, it is more recommended that you try to train your dog at a young age, because if they're younger, they are, they learn their habits. So they learn how to sit, like Daisy, we've trained her, so every time she doesn't get too excited, she doesn't jump up on people, which is a great training for people. So she doesn't just jump all over people, get dog hair everywhere. So she is pretty well trained for her being 1 year old. She is a Chow and Lab mix, which it also helps in the training because Labs are like one of the most smartest breeds along with Border Collies. And one thing to also help training a dog is tools. You can use many different tools like a clicker, which I do not have on me right now. I never use one, but professional trainers do, like the ones that in competitions. To train their dogs, they use clickers, which are little bitty it's like a car key, and when you press it, it goes, which helps with dogs because dogs have very special hearing where they hear different clicks and so when they hear that and you give them a treat, their brain automatically assumes that click means treat, and if they do something good, they hear the click, so they repeat the process. Another tool that you can use with yard training is, come here, sit, is, we use it on Daisy, is a shock collar. Some people don't use these because they see them as barbaric almost, and they just give a little zap. It's not much. It's not like a taser or anything like it may sound. We use this on her because she actually knows that if she doesn't have it on, she can go anywhere she wants. And we found her in the road once, just running around behind our house because she didn't have a collar on. So she is actually smart enough to know when this isn't on, she can just go wherever. And when it is, she knows her boundaries. So it is kind of a curse because if she knows what she's doing, it may hurt you. Another thing for leash training is, it is more preferred that you get a dog a vest because you get more control over the dog. And sorry if I'm out of breath, she's kind of going crazy because she sees her treats. So you get a vest because a vest can help in controlling the dog. However, it is more preferred that you use a leash because if you have a leash, you can yank back on it and the dog knows to stay by your side. And if the dog doesn't have a leash and just a vest, it'll be a little bit harder to yank back. And I don't have that with me now because we use a vest and we've already trained her with leashes. When I used to go things like running, I would use a leash to help her stay with me. And now you can get to the point where she doesn't need a leash, but I still use a vest because it's just a precaution, just in case she sees another dog that chases her or something like that. So it's still advised that you do use a vest instead of just letting her run without anything on. Another way, one of the easiest ways, calm down. One of the easiest ways to help train a dog is by giving them their favorite treats. With Daisy, her favorite treat is actually bologna, and it's really important. She's getting excited because she's hearing it. It's really important when it comes to training the dog because you don't want to give them too much of the treat. If you give them too much of the bologna, then they'll start to get lazy with the tricks. And when they get lazy, they are less responsive and it gets kind of difficult. So you give them, which she'll get bologna after this, but I'm not using it now just because I'm going to have to give her these treats right here, which is what I've been doing to calm her down. And it's also more advised that you do it in small increments. When I taught Daisy how to shake, I had to teach her how to sit. And when I taught her to sit, I tried to get her position to sit, and then I just tried repeating the word sit, sit, sit. And when I said sit, I gave her a treat. So they immediately thought sit, treat. So they sit for food, which is their treat. So then when there, you just move up in small increments and you reward them on their small increments, which would help their brain process it, because they're really smart animals, but they still aren't as clear thinking as humans. If you follow these instructions, your dog should be pretty well trained and you should have a good basis to start training your dog on your own. It does not take much time unless the dog is, let's say, if it is a different breed, like a Chihuahua, for instance. Chihuahuas are great dogs, but they are a little bit harder to understand because their brains are a little bit smaller, and they're just their brains are smaller, so they're not that smart. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Daisy is a lab, so she learned really quickly. I taught her how to shake within 5 minutes. It took about 2 tries, which is the fastest I have ever seen. My old dog would not learn tricks because she was too old. They cannot be too old or else they just, they get lazy, they're slow, they don't play as much. So overall, if you just follow the same tricks or the same instructions, as be patient. It's most important. If you're patient, you don't overdo the treats, and you use clear, concise language, next time you try to train your dog, it should be very easy or a whole lot easier. So that is my speech on how to train your dog. I hope this helps. And to finish off, Daisy, come on, treat, come on. To finish this off, come on, sit. I'm gonna show some of her tricks. She knows I'm giving her a bone, which I really do not give her. So high five, shake, hug, come on, give me a hug. Daisy, hug. Good girl.